Yobelim, Jubilees, chapter 10. And in the 3rd week of this Yobel, the unclean demons began to lead astray the children of the sons of Noah, and to mislead and destroy them. And the sons of Noah came to Noah their father, and they informed him concerning the demons which were leading astray, and blinding, and slaying his sons. And he prayed before Yahweh his Elohim, and said, Elohim of the spirits of all flesh, who has shown kindness to me, and has saved my sons and I from the waters of the flood, and has not caused me to perish as you did the sons of destruction. For your favor has been great towards me, and your kindness has been great to my being. Let your favor be lifted upon my sons, and let not wicked spirits rule over them, lest they should destroy them from the earth. But may you berakah my sons and I, that we may increase and multiply and fill the earth. And you know how your watchers, the fathers of these spirits, acted in my day. And as for these spirits which are living, imprison them and hold them fast in the place of condemnation, and let them not bring destruction on these sons of your servant, my Elohim. For these are evil and created in order to destroy, and let them not rule over the spirits of the living, for you alone exercise rule over them, and let them not have power over these sons of the righteous from this time and forever. And Yahweh, our Elohim, commanded us to bind all, and the chief of the spirits, Mastema, came and said, Adonai, Creator, let some of them remain before me, and let them listen to my voice, and do all that I shall say to them. For if some of them are not left to me, I shall not be able to execute the power of my purpose on the sons of men. For these are for corruption and leading astray before my right ruling, for the wickedness of these sons of men is great. And he said, Let the 10th part of them remain before him, and let 9 parts descend into the place of condemnation. And one of us he commanded that we should teach Noah all their medicines, for he knew that they would not walk in uprightness nor strive in righteousness. And we did according to all his words. All the wicked evil ones we bound in the place of condemnation, and a 10th part of them we left, that they might be subject before Satan on the earth. And we explained to Noah all the medicines of their diseases, together with their accomplishments, how he might heal them with herbs of the earth. And Noah wrote down all matters in a book, as we instructed him concerning every kind of medicine. Thus the evil spirits were prevented from hurting the sons of Noah. And he gave all that he had written to Shem, his eldest son, for he loved him exceedingly above all his sons. And Noah slept with his fathers, and was buried on Mount Lubar in the land of Ararat. 950 years he completed in his life, 19 Yobelim and 2 weeks and 5 years. And in his life on earth he excelled the children of men, except Henoch, because of the righteousness wherein he was perfect. For Henoch's office was ordained for a witness to the generations of the world, so that he should recount all the deeds of generation unto generation, till the day of judgment. And in the 33rd Yobel, in the 1st year, in the 2nd week, Peleg took a wife, whose name was Lomna, the daughter of Sinar, and she bore him a son in the 4th year of this week, and he called his name Reu, for he said, See, the children of men have become evil through the wicked purpose of building for themselves a city and a tower in the land of Shinar. For they departed from the land of Ararat eastward to Shinar, for in his days they built the city and the tower, saying, Come, let us ascend thereby into the Shamayim. And they began to build, and in the 4th week they made brick with fire, and the bricks served them for stone, and the clay with which they cemented them together was asphalt which comes out of the sea and out of the fountains of water in the land of Shinar. And they built it. 43 years they were building it. Its breadth was 203 bricks, and the height of a brick was the third of one. Its height amounted to 5,433 amah and 2 tophach, and the extent of one wall was 13 stades, and of the other 30 stades. And Yahweh our Elohim said to us, See, they are one people, and this they begin to do, and now naught shall be withheld from them. Come, let us go down and confuse their language, that they may not understand one another's speech, and they may be dispersed into cities and nations, and one purpose shall no longer endure with them till the day of judgment. And Yahweh descended, and we descended with him to see the city and the tower which the children of men had built. And he confused their language, and they no longer understood one another's speech, and they ceased then to build the city and the tower. For this reason the whole land of Shinar is called Babel, because there Yahweh confounded all the language of the children of men, and from there they were dispersed into their cities, each according to his language and his nation. And Yahweh sent a mighty wind against the tower, and overthrew it upon the earth, and see, it was between Ashur and Babel in the land of Shinar, and they called its name Overthrow. In the 4th week, in the beginning of the 1st year, in the 34th Yobel, they were dispersed from the land of Shinar. And Ham and his sons went into the land which he was to occupy, which he acquired as his portion in the land of the south. And Canaan saw the land of Lebanon to the river of Mitzrayim, that it was very good. But he did not go into the land of his inheritance to the west, that is, to the sea, but he dwelt in the land of Lebanon, eastward and westward, from the border of Yarden, and from the border of the sea. And Ham his father, and Cush and Mitzrayim his brothers, said to him, You have settled in a land which is not yours, and which did not fall to us by lot. Do not do so, for if you do so, you and your son shall fall in the land and be accursed through rebellion. For by rebellion you have settled, and by rebellion your children shall fall, and you shall be rooted out forever. Do not dwell in the dwelling of Shem, for to Shem and to his sons it came by their lot. Cursed are you, and cursed shall you be over all the sons of Noah, with the curse by which we bound ourselves with an oath in the presence of the Kodesh judge, and in the presence of Noah our father. But he did not listen to them, and dwelt in the land of Lebanon from Hamath as far as the entrance of Mitzrayim, he and his sons, to this day. And for this reason that land is named Canaan. And Japheth and his sons went towards the sea, and dwelt in the land of their portion. And Madai saw the land of the sea, and it did not please him. And he begged a portion from Elam and Ashur and Arpachshad his wife's brother. And he dwelt in the land of Madai, near to his wife's brother, to this day. And he called his dwelling and the dwelling of his sons Madai, after the name of their father Madai. Yobelim, Jubilees, chapter 11. And in the 35th Yobel, in the 3rd week, in the 1st year, Reu took a wife, and her name was Orah, the daughter of the son of Kesed. And she bore him a son in the 7th year of this week, in this Yobel, and he called his name Seroch. And the sons of Noah began to fight with each other, to capture and to slay each other, and to shed the blood of men on the earth, and to eat blood, and to build strong cities and walls and towers. And some exalted themselves above the nation, and established the beginnings of reigns, and went to battle, people against people, and nation against nation, and city against city. And all did evil, and acquired weapons, and taught their sons battle. And they began to capture cities, and to sell male and female slaves. And the son of Kesed, built the city of Ara of the Kasdim, and called its name after his own, and the name of his father. And they made for themselves molded images, and they each worshipped the idol, the molded image which they had made for themselves. And they began to make carved images and unclean likenesses, and evil spirits assisted and seduced them into committing transgression and uncleanness. And the prince Mastema exerted himself to do all this, and he sent out other spirits, those which were put under his hand, to do all kinds of evil and sin, and all kinds of transgression, to corrupt and destroy, and to shed blood on the earth. For this reason he called the name of Seroch Serug, for everyone turned to do all kinds of sin and transgression. And he grew up and dwelt in Kasdim, near to the father of his wife's mother. And he worshipped idols, and he took a wife in the 36th Yobel, in the 5th week, in the 1st year. And her name was Melchah, the daughter of Kebir, the daughter of his father's brother. And she bore him Nahor in the 1st year of this week, and he grew and dwelt in Kasdim, and his father taught him the researches of the Kasdim to divine and foretell, according to the signs of the Shamayim. And in the 37th Yobel, in the 6th week, in the 1st year, he took a wife, and her name was Iaska, the daughter of Nestag of the Kasdim, and she bore him Terach in the 7th year of this week. And the prince Mastema sent ravens and birds to devour the seed which was sown in the land, in order to destroy the land, and rob the children of men of their labors. Before they could plow in the seed, the ravens pecked it from the surface of the ground. And for this reason he called his name Terach, because the ravens and the birds reduced them to destitution and devoured their seed. And the years began to be barren because of the birds, and they devoured all the fruit of the trees from the trees. It was only with great effort that they could save a little of all the fruit of the earth in their days. And in this 39th Yobel, in the 2nd week, in the 1st year, Terach took a wife, and her name was Edna, the daughter of Avram, the daughter of his father's sister. And in the 7th year of this week she bore him a son, and he called his name Avram, by the name of the father of his mother, for he had died before his daughter had conceived a son. And the child began to understand the strains of the earth, that all went astray after carved images and after uncleanness. And his father taught him writing, and he was 14 years old, and he separated himself from his father, that he might not worship idols with him. And he began to pray to the Creator of all matters, that he might save him from the strains of the children of men, and that his portion should not fall into strain after uncleanness and wickedness. And the seed time came for the sowing of seed on the land, and they all went out together to protect their seed against the ravens, and Avram went out with those that went, and the child was a lad of 14 years. And a cloud of ravens came to devour the seed, and Avram ran to meet them before they settled on the ground, and cried to them before they settled on the ground to devour the seed, and said, "Do not descend, return to the place where you came." And they proceeded to turn back. And he caused the clouds of ravens to turn back that day 70 times. And of all the ravens throughout all the land where Avram was, not so much as one settled there. And all who were with him throughout all the land saw him cry out, and all the ravens turned back, and his name became great in all the land of the Kasdim. And there came to him this year all those that wished to sow, and he went with them until the time of sowing ceased. And they sowed their land, and that year they brought enough grain home, and ate, and were satisfied. And in the 1st year of the 5th week, Avram taught those who made implements for oxen, the craftsmen in wood, and they made a vessel above the ground, facing the frame of the plow, in order to put the seed on, and the seed fell down from there upon the share of the plow, and was hidden in the earth, and they no longer feared the ravens. And in this way they made vessels above the ground on all the frames of the plows, and they sowed and tilled all the land accordingly as Avram commanded them, and they no longer feared the birds. Yobelim, Jubilees, chapter 12. And it came to be in the 6th week, in the 7th year, that Avram spoke to Terach his father, saying, "Father." And he said, "See, here I am, my son." And he said, "What help and profit have we from those idols which you worship, and before which you bow yourself? For there is no spirit in them, for they are dumb images, and a misleading of the heart. Do not worship them. Worship the Elohim of the Shamayim, who causes the rain, the dew, to descend on the earth, and does all upon the earth, and has created all by his word, and all life is from before his face. Why do you worship matters that have no spirit in them? For they are the work of hands, and you carry them on your shoulders, and you have no help from them, but they are a great cause of shame to those who make them, and a misleading of the heart to those who worship them. Do not worship them." And his father said to him, I also know it, my son, but what shall I do with a people who have made me to serve before them? And if I tell them the truth, they shall slay me, for their being clings to them to worship them and honor them. Keep silent, my son, lest they slay you." And he spoke these words to his 2 brothers, but they were wroth with him, and he kept silent. And in the 40th Yobel, in the 2nd week, in the 7th year, Avram took a wife, and her name was Sarai, the daughter of his father, and she became his wife. And Haran his brother took a wife in the 3rd year of the 3rd week, and she bore him a son in the 7th year of this week, and he called his name Lot. And Nahor his brother took a wife, and in the 60th year of the life of Avram, that is, in the 4th week, in the 4th year, Avram arose by night and burned the house of the idols, and he burned all that was in the house, and no man knew it. And they arose in the night and sought to save their mighty ones from the midst of the fire, and Haran hurried to save them, but the fire burned over him, and he was burned in the fire, and he died in Kasdim before Terach his father, and they buried him in Kasdim. And Terach went out from Kasdim, he and his sons, to go to the land of Lebanon and to the land of Canaan, and he dwelt in the land of Haran. And Avram dwelt with Terach his father in Haran 14 years. And in the 6th week, in the 5th year, Avram sat up throughout the night on the new moon of the 7th month to observe the stars from the evening to the morning, in order to see what would be the character of the year with regard to the rains. And he was alone as he sat and observed. And a word came into his heart, and he said, "All the signs of the stars and the signs of the moon and of the sun are in the hand of Yahweh. Why do I search them out? If he desires, he causes it to rain morning and evening, and if he desires, he withholds it, and all matters are in his hand." And he prayed that night and said, "My Elohim, Elohim Most High, you alone are my Elohim, and you and your rule I have chosen, and you have created all matters, and all matters that exist are the work of your hands. Deliver me from the hands of evil spirits who have power over the thoughts of men's hearts, and do not let them lead me astray from you, my Elohim. And may you establish my seed and I forever, that we do not go astray from this time and forever." And he said, "Shall I return to Kasdim, that I may return to them who seek my face, or am I to remain here in this place? Prosper the right path before you in the hands of your servant, that he may fill it, and that I may not walk in the deceitfulness of my heart, O my Elohim." And he made an end of speaking and praying, and see, the word of Yahweh was sent to him through me, saying, "Get up from your land, and from your clan, and from the house of your father, to a land which I shall show you, and I shall make you a great and numerous nation. And I shall barak you, and I shall make your name great, and you shall be baruch in the earth, and in you shall all generations of the earth be baruch. And I shall barak them that barak you, and curse them that curse you. And I shall be an Elohim to you and your son, and to your son's son, and to all your seed. Do not fear from this time and to all generations of the earth. I am your Elohim." And Yahweh Elohim said, "Open his mouth and his ears, that he may hear and speak with his mouth, with the language which has been revealed." For it had ceased from the mouths of all the children of men from the day of the overthrow. And I opened his mouth, and his ears, and his lips, and I began to speak with him in Ivri, in the tongue of the creation. And he took the books of his fathers, and these were written in Ivri, and he transcribed them, and he began from this time to study them. And I made known to him that which he could not understand, and he studied them during these 6 rainy months. And it came to be in the 7th year of the 6th week that he spoke to his father, and informed him that he would leave Haran to go to the land of Canaan to see it and return to him. And Terach his father said to him, Go in peace. May the everlasting Elohim make your path straight, and Yahweh protect you from all evil, and grant to you favor, kindness, and peace before those who see you, and may none of the children of men have power over you to harm you. Go in peace. And if you see a land pleasant to your eyes to dwell in, then arise and bring me to you, and take Lot with you, the son of Haran your brother, as your own son. Yahweh be with you. But leave Nahor your brother with me till you return in peace, and we will go with you all together.